All right, everyone. 2026 starts with great news. Madonna is back with new music. So let's analyze her new song, La Bambola. Ciao, everyone. Welcome to a special episode of Madonna Songbook, the podcast dedicated to Madonna's music, her great songwriting, and producing talent. I'm your host, Giulio Mazzoleni. Today, I would like to offer you a sort of additional oral installment to my book. Last year, I released Madonna Songbook, a book about Madonna as a songwriter and producer. It covers all of her 500 songs, released and unreleased, at least until a few days ago, because now we have a brand new song, and I'd like to analyze it for you. First of all, I am grateful for the large community that has built around my book, the podcast, and the Instagram account Madonna Songbook, made exclusively by Madonna music lovers. For those who don't have the book yet, it's a limited run that won't be reprinted. So if you want to grab one of the remaining copies, check the links in the description of this podcast or the link in bio on my Instagram page, Madonna Songbook. For those who already have the book and know how I proceeded chronologically telling song by song, imagine that this podcast is a bonus feature, a virtual page to add to the book. And like on the book, I'll be talking of Madonna's music, searching for the stories behind the songs. Before I get started, though, one request. Please take a moment to subscribe to this podcast so you get notified when new episodes come out. This is the second episode of the second season. It's a bit different from the other episodes where you can find interviews with Madonna experts and collaborators. If you're watching this podcast is on YouTube and Spotify as a video. If you prefer to just listen, it's on Apple, Amazon, Podbean, and other platforms. Now, let's start today's episode. Without further ado, let's take a new journey into Madonna's songbook. Do you think I'll be dishing gossip? No, ragazzo, no. You're wrong. Here it's all about the music, so let the music take control. Okay, everyone, this is going to be a short episode. Normally, I interview people and we take time to discuss Madonna's songs. We only have one track, but it's something very special. With the new year, we have had great news and, more importantly, a new song. The last few years have been quite dry in terms of new releases. Madonna has revisited Frozen and Hung Up and Material Girl and Sorry, and also done a few duets with Dua Lipa, Levitating, Popular with The Weeknd, and Vulgar with Sam Smith. But this is the first original song that she's released in a long time. Although it's a cover, it's been warmly welcomed as finally the beginning of Madonna's new era, and we will discuss about that later. So let's get into the groove. Madonna has released La Bambola, a digital single tied to the ad campaign for Dolce Gabbana's perfume, The One, and she stars in the video as well. Now, this week, so many followers have asked for my opinion, so I decided to record this podcast to address the various matters and questions and share some knowledge on La Bambola. I've done some research. I know about that song because I'm Italian, so let's discuss that. But first, a little background on Madonna's collaborations with Dolce & Gabbana. Domenico Dolce and Stefano Gabbana have been longtime Madonna fans. In 1990, they went to see the Blonde Ambition tour in Torino. Around that same time, Madonna was wearing some of their pieces. They didn't know, but they saw that in Truth or Dare, and they were incredulous. They got to meet her in New York. They became friends. They were invited to Madonna's dinner for Thanksgiving and later collaborated around the launch of the Erotica album when she came here to Milan for a fashion show while she was giving interviews for the album, and they hosted for her a sex release party. Later on, I interviewed Stefano Gabbana for Icon, the official Madonna fan club magazine. Unfortunately, that interview never came out, but in it he told me in great detail how their collaboration started for the Girly Show. As you may know, they designed all the costumes for that tour. Madonna called them in Miami, where she was spending a few days of vacation, but already planning and working on her tour. He was struck by the perfume that she wore, Fracas, which smells of tuberose, which was Madonna's favorite perfume at the time, and her mother's perfume, and Stefano Gabbana's mother's perfume. And so they bonded, and she commissioned to them the costumes when they visited her for the last fitting. She was doing dress rehearsals. He said that she kissed their hands in gratitude for the work they had done. Years went by and they did many other collaborations. Madonna has already done campaigns for them, sunglasses, collections, and every time with their work, there's always an artistic collaboration that brings the vision that Madonna portrays, that it sometimes is very similar to what Dolce & Gabbana do, focused on the identity of Italian women and Mediterranean style. For example, in one of their campaigns, she revived the personality of Italian actress Monica Vitti. In another one, they referenced Mamma Roma, a Pasolini movie with Anna Magnani. Madonna and Stefano and Domenico have been friends for a long time, and also in a tight collaboration that, as you may imagine, perfectly fits even in this new campaign. Let's discuss a little bit about timing. A few days ago, I was with friends at a party, and I was revealed by fashion industry insiders, actually people who work in that specific company, that this collaboration was born more than a year ago. Madonna came to Milan in September 2024 for the fashion show, and they started discussing Madonna collaborating on the launch of their new male perfume, The One. This is where it all started. A few months later, they were already doing a fitting, and it was revealed to me that this video that they have shot and the pictures were done about 11 months ago. Can you believe how they managed to keep it secret for so long? If you check pictures on Madonna's Instagram for her Academy Awards after show party, you will see that she has exactly the same hairdo, exactly the same makeup, just a little bit more of dark roots in her hair. So that's a confirmation that indeed that shoot was done probably at the end of February last year. Later on in the summer, Madonna started following on Instagram an Italian star, a singer called Pravo, who started her career in the late 60s. More about that later, because first I would like to discuss a little bit of the video for the campaign, The One. So we've all seen it. It's directed by Mert Atlas, the Turkish photographer who's, again, another friend of Madonna's, and along with Marcus Pigot, has already shot her image for other campaigns, including the MDNA album artwork and campaign, the Lisbon photos for Vogue Italia, and the portfolio for the Rebel Heart promotion that was on Interview magazine, and many other occasions. In the video, Madonna is seen with Alberto Guerra, the Cuban actor from soap operas in South America, but also the TV series Narcos. We've gotten to know his face when Madonna did a photo session for Re-Edition magazine that was shot around the time of the end of the Celebration Tour in 2024. Also in that video is the young model Toni Oskan. I think that video is perfectly Madonna. It's perfectly Dolce & Gabbana. She's feminine, she's sensual, she's iconic, she's provocative, she's controversial, she's intense. And so are the images, and that's pure D&G style to me. By the way, Dolce & Gabbana have recently set up a fantastic exhibition around their haute couture collections. That means the highest quality presentations, the dresses and outfits that they have created through many years for the high-end fashion world. And it's a fantastic exhibition. I've seen it in Milan and again in Rome. I know it's been in Paris and currently it's in Miami. Everyone go see it because it's a feast for the eyes. It's a beautiful visual journey. And again, you will see some references of Madonna in it. Now, again, I think that this context of the video is a perfect situation for Madonna. And I'm quoting from the press release that I have received. Madonna called it a natural extension of our personal and professional relationship. So Again, a match made in heaven. But such a sophisticated TV ad needed a suitable soundtrack. And now that is something new for Madonna because she's done photo sessions and TV ads and campaigns for fashion lines in the past, but this is the first time that she's recording a brand new song for them, with one exception, which was the so-called Indian Summer Song for a sake company promotion in 1995. But this song had a long path leading to its release. Let's see about that. If you follow my Instagram account, you may have seen that in early December I said that Madonna was going to sing a song by Pravo for the Dolce Gabbana campaign. When I spread out this news, I had already known for quite a long time. I didn't want to break a silence that obviously Madonna's camp was keen on keeping. But at the same time, on that day, I had seen the news spreading on many other websites and pages and so forth. So I said, well, I'll throw in my 2 cents. And I was quite sure from my fashion industry sources that Madonna was going to sing a song called Pensiero Stupendo. In the end, we have gotten another song, La Bambola. Both songs are Italian, and both songs are originally from an Italian singer called Pravo. And I thought I should let you know more about her. Sexuality, provocation, nonconformism, female emancipation, artistic expression, extremely successful yet refusing to adhere to stereotypes, constantly reinventing herself, a true diva in the good sense of the word, and a person quite attacked for her way of aging and her look nowadays. Am I talking about Madonna? Yes, but I'm also talking about Pravo. Incredibly, these two female artists have something more than something in common, and it sounds so fitting that Madonna decided, probably suggested by Dolce & Gabbana, to record a song by Pravo. But like I said, originally, the song that they intended to use was Pensiero Stupendo. Now, I am not completely certain, I cannot state this for a fact, but several sources have confirmed to me that there were two recordings that have been done. One for a song called Pensiero Stupendo, which is about a threesome, and La Bambola, which is about a woman turning against her man, not respecting her. Now, if you look at the video, it seems quite fitting that she would have used the song Pensiero Stupendo because the video does portray a threesome. Probably there were some considerations, some analysis being done by Dolce & Gabbana, by Madonna's camp. They decided to go with La Bambola eventually, and I think it's quite a good result. La Bambola is a song from 1968 from Patti Pravo's breakthrough album. It was a huge hit in Italy, a song she didn't even want to record herself in the beginning, and a song that was successful even abroad, from the Netherlands, where it went top 10, all the way down to Argentina, where she had recorded it in Spanish as well. So it was successful in Spain, in Belgium, and a few other European countries. Now, Madonna has very kindly said that she remembers hearing this song when she was a child. I don't think it really made to America. Probably was a gesture of friendship and admiration for Patti Pravo. But regardless if that's true or not, this song was quite popular at the time. Now, for those who don't know Patti Pravo, I invite you to go look at some of her vintage videos, more than her contemporary, but everything you look at her might surprise you. The amazing costume changes, the looks, the incredible hairdos, the experimentation, the musical paths she's taken. It's quite intriguing. Originally, La Bambola was a rumba folk song with big vocals. If you are from England and America, but also internationally, a name that was quite known far more than Patti Pravo at the time and similar in style and music was Dusty Springfield. That song, La Bambola, was also covered by the French legend Dalida. And you can find her French version again on YouTube and see videos around. Now, the writers of the song were three men. Quite interesting for a feminist statement. Franco Migliacci, who, by the way, has also co-written probably the most famous Italian song, Volare, oh, Ruggero Cini, and Bruno Zambrini. The lyrics are about, like I said, a woman demanding respect from her man. I'm reading the lyrics as I translate them to you. She says, "You make me twirl as if I were a doll." Bambola means doll. Then you throw me down as if I were a doll. You don't notice when I cry, when I'm sad and tired. You think only about yourself. No, boy, no. So it's a song about changing stereotypes. And by the way, again, reading quotes from Dolce Gabbana's press release, Madonna defined the song an anthem for women and a break from traditionally expected behavior. And later on in the lyrics, you won't place me among the other 10 dolls that you don't like no more. So it's a girl refusing to be a boy toy, if that sounds familiar. But again, it's a reversal. So even when Madonna wore the famous boy toy belt, she was showing herself as someone in control of her sexuality and deciding who she was going with and not being a victim or not being dominated. And that was the same thing. Some feminists back in the 60s were against this song because they thought they were portraying a woman as a doll. But it's not that difficult if you read the lyrics to understand that it's actually the opposite. And this was the reason why the song became very successful. It was about a girl, and Patti Pravo was perfectly the woman to embody this stance by saying, "You won't treat me as a doll. I won't put my life in the hands of a guy anymore." I'd love to keep that image up on my TV screen, but it keeps going on sleep mode. I'll fix that for the next episode. Anyway, I wanted to give you my impressions on the song. Now that we've seen where it comes from, what is intended for, and once again, it's really important that we consider that this is a TV commercial ad campaign song. It's not a proper new Madonna single. It's a song specifically connected to the video, which is why I've spent time analyzing that. I think it's really important that we keep it into this context. My review of the song is positive, although I've had a few reservations, especially in the first few listens. What has been concerning me has been concerning a lot of fans as well. Vocals have been majorly compressed with a new technique compared to previous records by Madonna. If I'm saying this, it's because it's important to remember, and I've come to this thought by listening to the song over and over, that in the past, it's happened before. Madonna is not a huge singer. She knows she doesn't have Adele's voice, but she has a voice that she likes to work with. She's a great performer. She's a great interpreter and a great songwriter. Now, this is a cover, but she perfectly fits into the mood of this song as we've analyzed so far. And also, she likes to experiment with her voice. It's happened so many other times in the past. Start from Like a Virgin. The song had a special pitch, and she performed that song and Material Girl with quite a cartoonish voice that was different from her previous record. Or later on, when she released Live to Tell, a lot of people doubted it was her because she was taking lower notes that she hadn't hit so far. Or, once again, another example, especially to me, I was completely shocked when she released Justify My Love, where she wasn't singing. She was speaking, she was more than running away, she was actually indulging in the effects that she had discovered during the laryngitis that she had through the Blonde Ambition tour. That rasp, that intensity, she put it into a new sexual way of singing. Or again, for the Immaculate Collection, when she experimented with the so-called Q sound that gave three-dimensional effect to her voice. In some of the records songs, like Open Your Heart, I thought it was quite effective. In others, I didn't like it, but she was very happy with that because she likes experimenting. As opposed to that, with Erotica, she recorded her voice extremely raw. And again, with Evita, she took singing lessons to improve her techniques and stand up to the quality of Andrew Lloyd Webber's and Tim Rice's musical. But if you ask some of the fans at the time, they were unhappy with the way she had changed her way of singing, and that even reflected on the following records for some times. Or when she started experimenting with autotune and distortion of her voice in the music album and the American Life album, there were some concerns. This isn't Madonna's music. As I remember a lot of criticism coming out for Diana the Day. Or again, when there was a new way of mixing her voice with the MDNA album and the Rebel Heart album. You see, Madonna likes working on these effects, likes putting her voice at the center of a new revolution and seeing things differently, approaching the microphone in a different way. There are songs where she's extremely pure, raw, and naked, apparently, but obviously, even there's a lot of technicalities. I would say the perfect example is I Deserve It from the music album. And that was a choice of microphones and recordings and compression. Now, in this case, the issues with La Bambola are pretty much the same that I've heard and I've had myself with Love Won't Wait and other songs from the Untold Chapter Bedtime Stories EP. For example, the song Freedom. At about 2 minutes, 10 seconds, you can hear her voice being extremely compressed till the point that it gets robotic. And this is another example. There's a new compression, there's a new three-dimensional way. Also, Madonna's voice changing with time, changing techniques, working with a producer like Stuart Price, who is really into technology. That is the result of experimentation. And what I was saying with another friend is that we've all gotten used to all the things that I've mentioned before. We'll get used to this too. And it is true. Once you settle in and you go like, is this Madonna? Isn't it? Because it's happened. Once you get over that, you manage to enjoy the song. Also, I want to clarify that when you sing in another language, things get different. Now, moving on, I want to have share a few words about the pronunciation, especially here in Italy. A lot of people have been commenting that, and people from abroad have been asking me if it's good, if it's not. What do I think about that? Now, here's the situation. Madonna has done a great deal of working on singing in Italian. She doesn't speak Italian, although she has an Italian family. It's one of those cases of immigrants that want to integrate, and therefore in her family they were only speaking English. But she's done a lot of work, and it's pretty good. There are slips. There's only one major mistake when she says tra le 10 bambola instead of bambole, because there should be a plural. And there are 3-4 other slips in that song. But I think those are intentional. I think she wanted to keep it exotic. Also, I've had some experience in my career working with artists like Nelly Furtado and Mika recording in Italian. And with them, I always insisted with them being as perfect as possible. Now, there's a technique that allows a foreigner to sing a language difficult as Italian perfectly, and that is by doing recordings and mixing the tracks with the so-called comp technique, which means compiling little bits and pieces. So singing a lot of times and then taking the good line from this first line from the verse from the take number 1, the second line from take number 2, the third line from take number 1, and the following from take number 8. It's a compilation because they always sing the same way. So if there's a mistake that they did in one take, they didn't do it in the other. You put together the best of. So it's chopped. It's little bits and pieces put together. That is more fake than what Madonna has done, because I can hear that the mistake that she does in the first chorus, she doesn't do in the following. Therefore, it's probably a one take, or verse and chorus being recorded separately, as a lot of people do as well. But there's a lot of spontaneity. Now, she couldn't have done it by herself. So obviously she was coached and helped. And probably there were times when she would go like, let this go, because it's a good intention, it's a good interpretation that I did. And it's okay. Now, if you think of probably the record of the year, Looks by Rosalia, she sings in 5-6 different languages, and she does make mistakes. She does them in Italian, she does them in Latin, she does them even mentioning Chardonnay Blanc, French. But people are crazy about her record, the intensity of her performance, and they don't look at these little tiny mistakes. Now, I've been a fan of Madonna since 1985, and it's incredible how this woman manages to generate extreme opinions in people. I've been seeing people loving her a lot and people criticizing her heavily. Now, there's a beautiful Instagram account called Weibo 1958, recapitulating Madonna's career in micro details, now reviewing the release of Like a Virgin and the late 84, early 1985 period. And there are beautiful press clippings with reviews of the album Like a Virgin. You should see how ferocious the critics were for that album that is now considered a great pop classic produced by Nile Rodgers. Anyway, I think we should let go a bit of the criticism and concentrate on the feeling that comes through this campaign. Again, coming with a TV ad paired to it. I think Madonna's interpretation is really, really good. I love the way she starts with a breath, tu mi fai girar. She puts breath as an act of exasperation. And that is the perfect start for a song. You twirl me like a doll. And so she's exasperated, but then she goes like, I won't let you do it anymore to me. I really like the way that she plays with low registers and then goes to higher pitches and puts some innocence to it and some desperation. I think it's really intense. And I also like the arrangement that she's done with Stuart Price, although, by the way, he's credited as the only producer of the song, which is quite rare for Madonna. He also did the full mixing. He was the sound engineer for this production. And again, he's responsible for that digital sounding effects. Anyway, I think the arrangement is quite intense and beautiful and atmospheric and perfect for the Dolce Gabbana world. By the way, the only surviving writer of the song, Bruno Zambrini, has been interviewed by Italian press and recently said that it's a beautiful surprise. He had no idea that Madonna had recorded that song. He said he's very happy with the arrangement, minimalist and modern. You can hear that they have worked a lot on it, and they did a good choice by changing style compared to the original rumba sound. It wouldn't have made sense today. And Madonna is a great artist, and even her mistakes in pronunciation are cute, and I think they're fully intentional. There you go. I have a few more words to say. Don't go away. So what's going to happen with this song? We're going to hear it in the ad campaign, and although it's released on digital platforms, it's not a proper Madonna single. I spoke with Warner Music here in Italy, and there are no plans of going to radio, although they might consider it only in this market because of its nature. You know, it's a very Italian song, but we shouldn't consider this Madonna's new single. It's a special project that is coming before the beginning of the new campaign that Madonna is going to start when her album comes out. Much anticipated album. I think it's going to be in the spring, probably. We shall see. I have no news about that, I swear. And by the way, there's a gorgeous vinyl, a 12-inch vinyl that has been pressed for the PR campaign that Dolce Gabbana are doing. It's been sent out to media instead of fans. Can we please have it? Could the fan club release it? I don't know. It's such a special item we should all have. I really want that. Beautiful images, such a special song. I think it would be a treasure for everyone. Anyway, it's just a treat before the new music, the proper single, comes. Probably soon. And you, what do you think of this song? Please share your thoughts in the comments on YouTube or Spotify or Podbean. It's a great way to keep in touch, and I love discussing Madonna's music with other fans. I hope I've given you interesting information, and I hope you've enjoyed this special episode of the new series of my podcast. There are more traditional episodes coming up. I'll be resuming the regular series soon with an interview with Donna Delore, and she has great stories to tell. I'm sure you will love that episode, as we all love Donna Delore. And if you've missed the first episode, go look for it, because there is a very special interview with Tommy Martin, who's a great guitarist and played with Madonna from 1994 till 1998. And he has great stories revealing how Madonna records, writes, and produces her songs from the Bedtime Stories recording sessions. Once again, please leave your comments. I really care about your feedback. Let's keep in touch. Let's keep talking of Madonna's music. Yes, on Madonna's songbook, it's all about the music. Let the music take control, and see you soon. Ciao.